Hey guys, and welcome back to Lucy. We left off just before the repair shop. So, we are probably going to see a new and improved Lucy after this. Okay. I arrive at the place in an aching and huffing mess. Sure has the look of a small antique shop. Though, mostly dealing in secondhand goods, they do dabble in robot repairs. Word is, there's even a fixer who likes robotics, and that he's half decent. Normally, I wouldn't be caught in a place like this, but these are unusual circumstances. What? A customer already? Hold on a second. Talk about a grumpy demeanor. After a while, a man emerges from the back, scratching his head. Oh, okay, it's a young guy. And judging from that non-too-pleasant expression, I'm pretty sure the guy's not an early riser. Stifling a yawn, he asks, "So, what can I do for you so early in the morning?" Unable to move my arms, I gesture at the android draped around over my back with my chin. "Can you fix this?" Is that an android? Wiping his tired eyes, he gazes intently at the robot. Let me see here. I don't think I've ever seen this model before. I spot a glint of curiosity in those sleepy, half-closed eyes of his. He walks over to take a closer look. Well, I'm stumped. I can't make out the model. It's probably some obscure model from an unknown company, or it's never actually been released to public. Where'd you get this, kid? Well, how should I play this? He might call the cops on me, as what I did was clearly illegal. So, what should I say? Alright, I found it lying somewhere outside. It fell from the sky. Tell him the truth. I'm really not sure about telling him the truth. Falling from the sky is a stretch. This is close to the truth as any besides the actual truth. Look at that. I found it laying somewhere outside. It was the first thing that had come to my mind. And it did seem too believable. Oh, it didn't seem too believable. What is he gonna say? You found it somewhere? This thing? Yes. Someone probably just threw it out. Huh. Well, must have been some rich fella. Robots are typically quite expensive, especially the premium models. Though more common nowadays, it's still a luxury to own one. You don't just throw them away like you would with old toys. It's like saving up to buy a top-of-the-line television. On top of that, if this android really is a high-class model, the repairman views the robot from multiple angles. Now, I don't know exactly where this thing is exactly from, but it's definitely not from the S Company. Mind if I take a closer look? Go right ahead. I set down the robot. The repairman examines it meticulously from head to toe. The android's like a statue. Its eyes staring right at me. Good thing I told it to stay quiet before we got here. Number on the belly here. PIM. Ah, must be from K Robotics. I suddenly grow a bit nervous. This guy's sharper than he looks. Well, no choice but to ride this. I played dumb. K Robotics, you said? That's right. They're close by. And how can you... I recognize the build. This make, the only ones that can produce this level of quality. But something's not right. He stares at the android. I've seen my fair share, but this model's a complete unknown. Are you like the only child of that company's president or something? No. Then I guess you really did find it somewhere. Consider yourself dang lucky. Not a single bit of information has been released about this model yet. That's how new it is. Looks like I've hit the jackpot. Sure doesn't feel like it though. Wait a minute. What's this? A nasty frown forms on his face. Is something wrong? Yeah, you could say that. Suddenly, he starts fussing like a little child. What kind of sicko would do this? Just look at it. The whole frame's ruined. It won't even be able to move around properly on its own. He was right. Pretty savvy of him to point that out. I guess he's the real deal after all. So, you think you can fix it? That's not the main issue here. There's something more important. And what's that? Do you have the resolve to take proper care of an android? The resolve? Where'd this come from? Listen. Androids break easily. They're fragile. They're sensitive. They're delicate. Do you get what I'm saying here? He emphasizes his point 3 times. That's how passionate he was about it. I can see that he really loves his robots. But at the same time, he's starting to freak me out. He continues to rant. To a lot of people, androids are nothing but fancy toys nowadays. I mean, those kinds of folks pay for my food and my bills, but whenever I hear about how they've been mistreating their androids, I tend to lose my temper. They don't understand how important these creatures really are to us. I unwittingly take a small step back. Creatures. This man just referred to androids as creatures. He's not right in the head. From time to time, there have been people who fall in love with androids. Not just carnal desire. I'm talking about people who are willing to spend the rest of their lives with androids, treating them as equals. It's a controversial topic that's getting more discussion. It's an abnormality spawning from an advancing civilization with constant innovation and technology. As someone who's never seen it happen firsthand, I've always refused to believe it. I can't believe such people actually exist. An android simply lacks the intellect to be paired up with a human being. It's nothing but a glorified hunk of metal that can make our lives a bit easier. I'd rather spend my entire life with a monkey. At least monkeys are actually living creatures. And they share many similarities with humans. This is my first-hand experience with such a case, and I feel more disappointed than shocked. He seemed perfectly normal. Guess you just can't judge a book by its cover. I'll get it fixed, but you'd better treat it right. Got it? Really? I'm not the one who banged it up in the first place. Even so, I don't feel like it's worth starting an argument over. Let's just get this over with. Crystal. Yeah. What a great kid. At least you listen when someone tells you something. Since we're all chummy now, how about lowering your price? Ha! Don't push your luck, kid. That was a full 180. So much for our budding friendship. You know what? Fine. Half price since you're my first customer of the day. Ugh, I'm relieved to hear that. Any discounts are most certainly welcome. Great. Can you have it ready by the end of school? It's a pretty light day, so yeah, it's doable. He punches some numbers into his calculator. Then he shows me the results. I was planning on charging you only about this much. What do you think? I blank out for a bit. There are a lot of video games that I've always wanted to buy. I also need to save up for new textbooks that I'll be using next year. This robot better pay for itself. Fine, I'll pay you when I get back. Holding out my treasured pocket watch, I glance at the time. I've wasted way too much time here. An outdated gear clocker in this day and age? I like it. Has a nostalgic charm. I'm well aware that these types of watches are hard to find. But more importantly, this is my personal way of rebelling against the continuously developing society. Hey, you piece of junk. Can't you hear me? No response. I finally decide to address it by name. Lucy! The robot immediately reacts. What's with this thing? I'll be back after school. Behave yourself, alright? The android wobbles its head back and forth. I'm hoping it understood me. And with that, I leave the shop. I hightail it towards my high school. I'm in second year. While running, a movie I saw recently springs to mind. An old sci-fi flick set in the year 2050. All these oldies seem to be lacking in one thing: creativity. A few showcase large-scale space battles. Others would have flying vehicles soaring through the sky. Well, guess what? It's 2050, and we don't have moon-sized starships or flying cars zipping around. People still walk to school. People still drive normal vehicles. People still ride bicycles and skateboards. Some people still use old fountain pens or pocket watches like me. But there exists a single piece of technology that's become more prominent in our lives. Androids. They're being used everywhere around the world. That's one thing these aged films got right. The morning bell snaps me from my reverie. I dash straight to my classroom. Please refrain from running in the hallways. A janitor android scolds me as I rush past it. This type has facial recognition software to report any transgressor. Like me. Except I simply cover my face. And there's no record. You gotta know how to exploit the system. Safe. Bolstered by my recent victory, I strut towards my desk with a confident swagger. I notice that the teacher's not in yet. I plunk down in my seat while still huffing. That was pretty close. Did you sleep in again? That concern-filled voice is coming from the guy sitting next to me. A clever-looking fellow. People usually refer to him by his nickname, Dr. Gears. That's because he's a real geek with a burning passion for robots. I, on the other hand, despise robots. And while I'd label myself an introvert, he's very approachable and outgoing. Moreover, our tastes and hobbies differ quite a lot. You'd think we'd have nothing to do with each other. But as they say, opposites attract. I know. Weird, right? No, I just had some business to take care of. Really? This early in the morning? It's a long story. I'm cut short by a middle-aged man making his entry. Our teacher. A female assistant android trails behind. Let's talk about this later. I sent him a signal. He returns a thumbs up. Lunchtime rolls by. I take out my freshly bought pieces of bread. Dr. Gears does likewise with a very appealing lunchbox. 2 desks have been joined together. On mine, there are a couple pieces of fried croquettes with a carton of chocolate milk. My friend, on the other hand, has a tasty spread on his, which he seems to be enjoying immensely. I've heard that his maid android makes it for him every morning. And the food doesn't look half bad. Then again, anything looks better to a poor schmuck like me who eats bread every day. Problem with your food, or... Never mind. Problem indeed. I bite down on the croquette. Delicately piercing its golden crisply warm surface, a savory scent wafts forth. The sweet flavor of the dough mingles with the tantalizing aroma, creating a heavenly mixture. But that's not all. The cream inside unleashes its softness as it slowly melts upon my tongue. For the vegetables in the mixture provide a strong, rich flavor. The eggs and mashed potatoes join the fray by pleasantly blending in with the other ingredients. This refined taste. It must be... Had you going there, didn't I? Setting aside the sad excuse for a rubber substitute, I pose a question to Dr. Gears. By the way, didn't you once tell me you have a lot of androids at home? Huh? Yeah, around 6, I think. That's a high number. A typical household can't afford that many. Rumors that Gears is from a well-to-do family. Why the sudden interest? It's nothing. Oh, wait a minute. He starts grinning like an idiot. Hey, your food's falling out of your mouth, you know. You've taken a liking to androids, haven't you? So you're calling off this little war of ours? More like a temporary truce? Good enough. Androids are simply amazing, you know. They're truly the greatest invention that science has delivered since the beginning of mankind. There's quite a few types. My favorite's the maid models. They take care of all the chores and really know how to cook. On top of that, the female ones are all pretty cute. Sometimes I find myself admiring their beauty. You've got one sick, twisted mind, Gears. Don't you know that people can achieve inner peace with beauty? It's been proven by science, you know. I shake my head wearily. I do admire his enthusiasm over something so petty, though. Really. Look, it's what's on the inside that counts. What are you talking about? Appearance doesn't matter. It's still a crummy, stupid bot. Here's an example using people. Let's say there's a person with a pretty face, but he's a man. Does the fact that he's got a woman's face change anything? No, he's ultimately a man. Likewise, even if I see a beautiful android, since it's ultimately a robot, its aesthetics don't matter anymore. It just becomes an illusion. What I'm trying to say is that even if a robot acts like a person, it's not. Therefore, all robots are the same to me, and I dislike them all. I guess you still haven't changed your mind. But there has to be a reason why you brought it up, right? Normally, you would never talk about it. Well, yeah. If you're looking to buy one, I'm here for you, man. I'll make sure to fill you in on everything you need to know. I'm telling you, you'll be making the greatest purchase of your life. In response, I rubbed my cheeks in embarrassment. I'm not exactly looking to buy one. Could it be that you're worried about the price, my friend? Don't worry. I have some connections that'll let you have one dirt cheap. As long as I'm with you, there won't be any problems. No, it's not that. There's no need to buy one. Now, what do you mean by that? Fidgeting awkwardly, I wonder if I should tell everything. I found one somewhere. Found what? An android. You found an android? Yeah. Where? At the junkyard. Holy lucky. Is it something like an IDX 358? Or 455? What model is it? Something that starts with a P. I can't remember. Someone told me it's a pretty recent model, but I haven't seen anything impressive yet. Might as well give it some time, though. It was free after all. Now you've made me curious. I'll be sure to pay you a visit soon. He pauses a moment before continuing, as if he's trying to change the subject. Well, I'm certainly happy that you've taken an interest in androids, but what? But you should be careful. About what? You've seen them on TV, right? People who are obsessed with androids? They say it gets really tough to deal with as time goes on. Robots are robots. Humans are humans. You should never forget this boundary between them. Robots are mere tools designed to make our lives easier. Nothing more, nothing less. Me being struck by lightning is more likely. Fall in love with a robot? That's just crazy. I know. Of course I don't expect that to happen to you of all people. But better safe than sorry. Better safe than sorry. Alright, already. I'll keep it in mind. He nods in response. Before I knew it, the day's last class finally came. At last, another monotonous day of school was coming to a close. But it feels like this lecture's lasting all eternity. It's like I'm stuck in molasses. The chalkboard is filled with scribbles that are barely decipherable, making it very hard to understand the lesson, which is painful enough already. Ugh. I can't take it anymore. The teacher is also awful at explaining things. His words go through one ear and out the other. Unable to hold back the incoming fatigue, I let out a small yawn. And glancing around, it looks like no one's doing much better. All these mediocre teachers have one thing in common. Their teaching method is way too convoluted. A bunch of rotten snobs, that's what they are. And yet, time marches on. The teacher's dreadful onslaught of words ultimately comes to an end. Watching a politician's speech is more riveting in comparison. All that's left now is to go home. Time to get out of this place. I pack my belongings hurriedly, waving goodbye to Dr. Gears as I start to head home. On the way, I suddenly realized something. I'd nearly forgot about the android and almost ended up heading straight home. I doubled back towards the repair shop. Arriving, I peeked through the windows. Place is not too busy, but no sign of the repairman. Wasting no more time, I head in.
안티크샵에 어서 오세요. 손님, 뭘 찾으시나요?
As soon as I set foot inside, I was immediately greeted by a female staff. The voice had a sweet, vibrant texture. It really caught me off guard. I'd never expected a girl to be manning the store. I guess she's a part-timer. I turn around to face the person calling out to me, and my jaw drops to the floor. You. Her face lights up when she finally recognizes me.
어머, 드디어 와주셨군요, 주인님. 애타게 기다리고 있었답니다.
It was the android named Lucy Valentine who had greeted me at the door. Are my eyes playing tricks on me? There's no way that useless thing could be standing there talking to me. And what's with that smile? I double check. You're Lucy, right?
네, 맞아요. 루시는 다른 누구도 아닌 루시랍니다.
Well, guess that settles it. How'd you end up like this?
네, 주인님. 어떻게 된 거냐고 하시면
That voice in your face. And you're standing on your own, right?
네, 물론이에요, 주인님. 루시는 지금 두 발로 서 있답니다. 에헴.
Lucy puffs up her chest, looking proud. I mean, that's not really something to be proud of, but thinking back to how she was before, it was dang well impressive. You do look better now, so there's nothing wrong with you anymore?
네, 주인님. 지금 루시는 몸이 가벼워서 날아갈 것만 같답니다.
For emphasis, she spins in place like an excited ballerina. She had the appearance of a mature, well-pampered maiden, yet at the same time looked silly like a child. But her spin abruptly ends as she crashes onto the floor. And there goes my peace of mind.
아직 원상태는 아닌 모양이에요.
Lucy smiles sheepishly. Well, I'm at a loss for words. The deceptively human voice, her vibrant personality full of such emotion, her face displaying all manner of expressions. Each movement bursts with spirited passion. To say that I'm amazed would be a gross understatement. My brain's turned to mush. I can't utter a single word. I won't show it on the outside. It's weakness to lose control of your emotions. Well, that, plus, I don't want to admit to her that I'm surprised. That's one heck of a change in just a few hours.
처음으로 주인님한테 칭찬을 받았네요. 기쁘다. 에템?
I'm complimenting the guy who fixed you up, of course.
그럴 수가.
The look of disappointment on her face was quite surreal. How can I possibly explain this? Magic? Had she been enchanted by a witch? Old childhood stories spring to mind. The nine-tailed fox who desired to become human. The little mermaid who also wished to become human. What happened to them? Let's just say they didn't get a happy ending. But this robot makes me think. If that little mermaid's wish ever came true, wouldn't she be celebrating just like this? Enough of this claptrap. Back to the matter at hand, which is... Where's the repairman? Say, what happened to that guy who put you in charge?
네, 주인 아저씨께서는 필요한 물품을 조달하러 잠깐 외출하셨답니다.
He's not here? What about his store?
에헴, 가게는 지금 훌륭한 점원이 대신 보고 있답니다.
An assistant? Where?
에헴, 에헴.
So where is this assistant?
에헴, 에헴.
I don't see anyone.
에헴, 에헴.
Well, that sure took the wind out of her sails. She's having more highs and lows than a bipolar patient. Feeling bad for her, I decide to drop the act. Okay, I get it. You're the one in charge for the time being.
네, 맞아요, 주인님. 지금은 루시가 가게를 보고 있답니다.
She sure bounced back fast. Moreover, what's the deal with the repairman? Leaving Lucy to take care of the store on the first day he's met her? To such a ditzy robot? You'd have to be a few cards short of a full deck to think this was a smart idea.
저 주인님, 무얼 그렇게 생각하시나요?
I'm not thinking about anything. And you could stop calling me master all the time.
하지만 주인님은 주인님인걸요.
Use my name instead.
하지만 루시는 주인님의 이름을 모르는걸요. 이 기회에 가르쳐주세요.
True, I botched it up last time. Let's run through the choices. Okay. What's a male version of Alessa? I could just go with Chew. It's kind of a weird name. Chew? Chew. Do I want to go with Chew? Do I want to go with Chew? Chew. I'm going with Chew. Chew. I have an even better name. The name's Mr. Handsome. Oh gosh.
주인님, 그런 거짓말은 하면 안 된답니다.
Oh.
남을 속이는 건 나쁜 짓이에요. 거짓말은 죄랍니다.
So you're telling me I'm ugly?
그런 뜻은 아니고요. 실수.
That's what I was thinking too. She curls up instinctively, thinking she might be scolded for messing up.
그게 아니라 이름을 속이면 안 돼요. 진짜 이름을 말해주세요.
Really? Why do you think I'm pulling your leg?
조금 전에 이름을 입력하는 걸 봤답니다.
Oh, come on. Even the game's working against me. Oh, so meta. Forget it. Just call me Master.
네, 주인님. 주인님,
What?
주인님.
What do you want?
그냥 불러봤답니다.
Are you messing with me?
아니요. 당치도 않은 말씀을. 주인님이라고 부를 수 있는 분이 있다는 게 너무 기뻐서요. 그래서 그냥 불러봤답니다.
She cracks a wide smile. If she were human, I'd think she was on drugs. But for a robot, maybe she's still got a screw loose. Or her programming's still corrupted. Whatever the case, I just can't get a beat on her. And where's that stupid repairman? Alright, we're gonna end it here. We have met the new and improved Lucy. Who knows what's gonna happen after this point? Nothing but fun times, right? Alright, anyway, hope you guys are enjoying so far. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!